How's it going, David from Comic Book Investments? So I got some stuff back from CGC. Thought I'd go through it. Got some interesting things, one of a kind things, literally one of a kind, meaning it's the only one that exists. I got another one that's a single highest grade on here. Got a bunch of interesting things on here that I haven't showcased before. Again, all this stuff is on my website, collectorscomics.com, and I have way more stuff in this listing, and I don't want to go through it all every episode because a lot of it's just like the same thing I get every time. But I got a ton of Spawn, like a pretty much run of all like highest grade stuff. Lots of magazine stuff in this one. That's why there's a bunch of magazines here. Way more magazines. I got like Raphael #1. I got like 4 7.0s, a couple 7.5s, a couple 8.0s, a couple 9.0s. So I'm not gonna have a giant stack of Raphael #1s. But if you're into that stuff, I got them for you. And so yeah, collectorscomics.com. So let's go through some interesting stuff. I'm about to leave here soon to go see the new Spider-Man movie. Crazy thing is, I think we're past the times. I remember when we were going to get like Infinity War, like tickets to that. It's like the day they wanted to say, which is like months in advance. You had to hurry up and buy them or it'd be sold out and you wouldn't get any, you wouldn't get a ticket. Literally, I bought the tickets like 2 hours, 3 hours before our showing tonight. And it was totally unpacked. We're going at 7:30, so it's not like we're going early. I look at the 2 o'clock, there's no one even there, but it's like 7:30. Literally, like 8 seats are taken when I bought the tickets. It's just weird. I don't know if it's. I know this movie's going to make a lot of money, so I'm not saying that. It's just we're in a different time where maybe there's just like a bunch of theaters or people don't care to see it opening day. I really don't know what it is. Maybe so it'll be packed on like a Saturday or something. But I'm seeing it tonight. All right, here we go. We got this book. This is a one of a kind. Literally one of a kind. It's the only one. Now, does that mean that it's expensive? Could be. Does that mean it's super rare? Not really. But this one is the Art of Mobius. So I actually bought this book for myself as part of like my own personal collection. So there's different things we have. We have the Vault, which is the company's basically the company's personal collection, but they're more for sale at some point, like we're just holding them back type of thing. And then there's like my personal collection, which is stuff that I personally like that I have. Now that stuff's not expensive at all. There's some modern books. There'd be a book like this in there. So it's not really expensive. It's just things that I find interesting for myself. And like books I had when I was a kid, things like that. Because I don't have the money to start like my own personal collection along with the company's personal collection, along with buying comics to sell. There's just too much. I couldn't do that. So anyways, this is the Art of Mobius, no number. I picked this up for myself and I thought, well, it's kind of nice. Why don't I just send it to CGC? And then so we sent it in. I thought I'd get like a 9.2. It came back a 9.2 9.4. It came back a 9.6. And so I was like, okay, that's a really high grade. So because the reality is I didn't really even want this graded. I wanted one for myself to just have as a coffee table book because I really like his art style. But then when it becomes like, okay, this is probably, it's probably never going to get beat in terms of grade. So yeah, I don't know. So I'm on the fence of keeping it myself. It's up for $1,000. I don't really care if I sell it or not. Now you might be thinking, this is literally the only one. There is no other on the census. This is the only one ever graded. And you might be thinking to yourself, only one graded. That must mean it's really expensive. It's rare, all this kind of stuff. That does not mean that at all. Because a lot of people just don't even get this graded. Because why would they? It's not so much a comic book. It's more of like an art book. Well, you can't really appreciate the art book if you can't open it. Now, can you? And I guess the same thing could be said about comic books. But nonetheless, it's the only one that exists on the census. But it doesn't mean it's rare. It doesn't mean it's expensive. Because you can go on eBay and you can find these raw, like 5, 10, 15 of them. They're going to be popping up. So just because it's the only one doesn't mean really much of anything. And it has to be desired too, like supply and demand. There's not much demand for this book. I think this book, if you bought it like raw, ungraded or whatever, cost you $100 to $300, variance on the grade. So yeah, this being the top grade, I don't think it'll ever get beat. I really don't think there's a 9.8 out there. just judging by what I've seen and the fact that it's oversized, things like that. I don't think there'll be a 9.8. So whoever's going to get this will probably have the highest grade for a long time. Will there be another 9.6? Maybe. I don't know. I doubt it, to be honest. So, but it's $1,000. That's why. All right, next we got up here is Kiss. Or it's Marvel Comic Superheroes #1. It's like the first Kiss comic, so to speak. I thought it'd be 8.5, got an 8.0, 389. Here we go. Marvel Comics Super Special. This is the Beatles. Now they appeared in other comic books, but this is a 9.8. So if you're right, is it a 9.8? It is a 9.8. So if you, I also have like a 9.0 and a 9.2. So if you're a Beatles fan, I mean this is good. It's not that expensive. I thought it'd be more. It's not Beatles' first appearance in comic books. They did have a comic book called The Beatles. They also had movie something, The Yellow Submarine. They had that comic book. I've had them before. Things with the Beatles stuff is they're very popular, so high print run. I'm not saying that they all exist, but there's a lot of them. I thought it'd be 9.6 or 9.8, 8.99. So if you're a Beatles fan, you got this wraparound cover, kind of cool, very colorful, very nice. I personally, which I've said before, I'm more of a Beach Boys type of person. I find the Beach Boys, I don't know, it just has catchier songs. That's just my opinion. What is this book? I can't see it. Marvel Preview. Okay. First origin of the Punisher. And Marvel Preview #2. Thought it'd be 9.4, got a 9.6, 7.99. Now what they did with these is, if you notice on magazines, they don't have the Comics Code Authority. So they could make these pretty much rated R, or M for mature, whatever you want to call it. Because the Comics Code did not affect magazines. So a lot of times if they had more violent comic books or things that delved with things that the Comic Code wouldn't allow, they would put it in a magazine form. And I made a whole video all about it, which no one watched. All right, here we got some interesting things right here. This right here is the single highest grade of this comic book. This is like Nintendo Comic Systems #1 from 1990. This thing is massive. It's heavy. It's super thick, heavy. So I have two right here. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, David, if it's the single highest grade, how do you literally have two 9.6s? That doesn't make any sense. That means there's multiple 9.6s. No. So here, this is very interesting. So we have this one over here, which is called the no price variant. And then this one is, wait. No price variant. Where's the price then? Okay. Well, anyways, this one is the 9. So this one is a cover price, even though I can't seem to find it. I'm looking at it. Anyways, so this is the no price variant. This is the $9.95 cover variant. It just means that there's a price tag on there. That's all it really means. And this is the single highest grade. There is no other ones with this one. But they're the same price. I'm putting up the same price. But this one is the $9.95 cover price. So this one is technically more rare. So if you look on the census, there's like 20 something of the no price variant, and there's only like 6 of this one. And this one, the cover price variant, actually is tied for, which is weird. So you would think that this one, it's very confusing. So this one, there's like 20 something on the census, the no price variant. This one with the price variant, they both are variants. There's only like 6 of them, but there's 2 9.6s of them. This one, there's none. This is the only one of a 9.6. Single highest grade. This is the highest grade. Both $29.99. I don't know. I have other ones in other grades. It's, you know, when you get down to like single highest grade, it's very hard to judge. And, you know, sometimes I don't really care if I move them or not. If someone really wants to pay for it, they can. This is number 2. So this one. I mean, sometimes, you know, CGC gods, smile upon me. I wish it was a different book than this. I wish this was like, I thought this book would be an 8.0. It got a 9.6. I wish that this was like a Fantasy 15 that I sent in. That was an 8.0 and got a 9.6, but this doesn't really make much of a difference. I think it's the highest grade. I can't remember. I wrote it down, but it's not on here. 8.99. I mean, yeah, it would have been better if that was the Fantasy 15, an Avengers 1, something like that. An Action Comics #1. How about that? That's what I really want. Okay, we got this Nintendo fan club. Came back. I thought it'd be 5.0, got a 5.5, $2.99. I just thought it's cool. Has a link on there. I was about to say Zelda. Has a link on there. Adventures in Link. This is Zelda 2. This was actually my favorite Zelda game. Is Zelda #2. It's hard. Zelda 1 is much easier. I don't know if it's because I played Zelda 1 more because I grew up with a Nintendo. I didn't own them, but I'd rent them. But I like Zelda 2 more. Actually, my favorite game of all time for the NES is actually a game that no one's ever really heard of. It's called Battle of Olympus, and it basically copies Zelda 2. Almost exactly. It doesn't really have the RPG elements, so to speak, but very similar. And the people that made it even said that they're trying to copy it. But, yeah. I love that game, Battle of Olympus. Got Greek mythology, great game. Hard. It's like Nintendo hard. It's not like these games now. They're all pretty easy. Spawn #1. I got 2 9.8s. I don't know why I listed for them, but I got a bunch of Spawn. Go on the website, check them out. This one, very interesting. For me, anyways. So this one is Spawn #64. You're like, what's so special about that? There's nothing special about Spawn 64. So I remember seeing, this is probably end of 2021, beginning of 2022, this one right here, 9.8, going for like $1,500 or $2,000, something like that. Outrageous. I'm like, what? Because most Spawns, if you have them, I have like a ton. I just got in all like 9.8s. Normally they're about $100 to maybe $200 for a 9.8 in this era of Spawn. So not like too expensive. And I was like, why is this one going? It must be a fake sale. But then I looked it up, and at the time, when I looked it up, there was only like 4 or 5 9.8s. So it's what we call low pop or low population. There's barely any. While any other Spawn 9.8s, this one's hundreds, maybe even thousands, other Spawn 9.8s around the same era are all, have populations of like 50 or 60, things like that. And then you're like, thinking, oh, that's not that many. It's like, well, it's really easy to get a 9.8. You can actually send, there's probably lots of raw ones out there in the wild that you could send in and get a 9.8. So yeah, it's just because there's 50 on there, it doesn't mean that's all there is. It just means that people don't bother sending in one why would you send in, unless you're 100% sure you're going to get the 9.8. Like some of these 9.8s, I'm pricing them at like $89. So it's like, why would you spend almost $50 getting graded for sending in a single book to maybe get $89? That's why people don't do it. It just doesn't justify it. But this one, so then I was like, oh, awesome. These are easy to find. These are really easy to find, these Spawn books, print run of, I have no idea, probably a couple 100,000. I'll just find myself a 9.8, have a low population, send it in, and then it'll be worth, like $1,500. You have any idea how long I tried to get a 9.8 of this? I tried for a very, very, very long time. I have sent in tons of these trying to get 9.8s. All come back 9.4s, 9.6s. I cannot seem to get one. It took me probably a year and a half, and I finally got 2. I have another one. I sent these in, and they came back 9.8s. So it was actually very, very hard. And now when I looked it up, there's only 14 on the population. So a lot of people have been trying. Some got it. And so now this book is not 2,000 anymore. It's now what do I have it listed for sale? $429. So it's definitely gone down. But it is a very hard book to get. I will tell you that. This is Spawn #75, 9.8. Just Frankie, He's doing something. 149. That was like a more expensive one. And here we go. Here's a good one. Saving one of the best ones for last. Here we go. First appearance of Captain Marvel Jr. WizConks 25 in a 3.5, $29.99. I bought it like this. So it didn't come back to CGC. And here's another good one. Wolverine Limited #1 in a newsstand, $13.99. And that is it. I'm going to see Spider-Man. Have a good day.